What is up, YouTube? Pixar Prime 10 here, and as you can see today, I am doing a very, very large and cool video review. We are reviewing the Transformers Platinum Edition Supreme Starscream. This thing is probably the biggest figure I own after Metroplex. This guy is enormous. Just look at the box. I mean, I've had to go off like backboard for reviews before, but this is ridiculous. Wow. You got Thrilling 30 down there, Transformers, it's too much for me. You got a glorious picture of Starscream right there, just looking awesome with the glowing red eyes. We do have a Velcro flap here, so you got the figure in there, and then you got Starscream with tech specs in there, but, ugh. And then on the side here, you have a bio, so feel free to pause and read that right there. It's pretty cool. And then on the back, we have Starscream in his robot mode. You got crown included, glowing shoulder cannons blasting and battle sounds, and you got flip-out no-ray cannon in armored jet mode and firing missile. You got 13 of 30 down there in the Decepticon logo. You got Year of the Horse. On this side, it says Year of the Horse Supreme Starscream with a cool wraparound picture of Starscream on the side and the front. But this guy is just absolutely gigantic, and I have been very, very excited to get this guy out of the box. Ever since I got Platinum Prime, I wanted to get him. When I finally got him, I was very happy. He's been sitting in the box for a very long time, but I am happy that I finally get to open him. So, yee! But we got a really cool Decepticon symbol right here, which is half Year of the Horse, half Decepticon. Got Transformers going down the side and a really nice picture of Supreme Starscream. But alright guys, I'm super excited to get this out of the box, so I'm going to go do so now. Alrighty guys, here we have Supreme Starscream out of the box. And I gotta tell ya, this guy is not only huge, but insanely awesome. I love this figure. Immediately as I got it out of the box, my impressions were, wow, this guy is big, which you guys can totally tell because I can't even fit him in the frame of my board. I've had to pull the camera out so much. But you can just see how massive he is and how powerful he looks. So here we have the jet mode, and as you can see, it is a jet. We got the long nose cone here, which is a nice metallic blue here and a darker metallic blue there. We have nice metallic red running through the entire thing. We have an orange cockpit with, you can actually see a little black seat in there. You got wings on either side, which I actually had that one folded out so I could fit him back there. But on the wings, you can see we have really nice embedded molded Decepticon logos. And then on the front here, we have a painted on half Decepticon, half Year of the Horse looking logo. You can see here on the front, next to the cockpit, we have these two cannons that can, in fact, rotate up and down, like so. You've got a nice paint blue detail in there with pipe-looking things. You got red on the wings. You got this clear orange back here. You got the big tail fin up there. You got two clear orange thrusters on the side. Little black details up there. You got little exhaust pipes down there. Coming to the back here, you can see we've got some thrusters here and here. You can see we have in the back here two things that came with this, I think when it was originally released, being planet keys. You can see they both slide out right here. And these are from, I think, Transformers Cybertron or Transformers Energon or Armada, but I think it's Cybertron these are from. These are planet keys. You can see they're clear and orange. This one has a Decepticon logo on it, and this one has a little sun-looking thing. I have more of these from toys that I got back a little while ago from like a Walgreens or something. But I never watched anything in terms of shows outside of G1 Animated and Prime, so I don't really know what Cybertron is all about. I don't know about the keys. I don't really know what they were. I know they were planet keys. It'll plug them into the Omega Lock or something like that. I don't really know what they are, but they do come with this. And they do plug into a number of places. One place you can plug them into is his shoulders. And then when you do that, you can see it activates a feature. And then they do plug in, like you saw, right here on the top and on the bottom where a thruster would be. So it's kind of cool looking. It's almost as if he's got, like, flames coming out of the thrusters, which I find pretty cool. But yeah, that's where those go in. And on the here, this is really meant for the robot mode, so I'll save that, but you can plug them in on the shoulders. But yeah, you have two kind of cannon-looking things on each side of the wing. We're going to plug these right back in here. And one there, and one on top. On the top, you can see we have something that looks very familiar, being Starscream's crown, which does, in fact, remove, as we saw in the box. Just wiggle that off, and then you have that. You can see that the crown is very, well, dark, but you can see it is very, very detailed, looking just like it did in the original G1 movie, with the gold and some very nice detailing. It's just blue on the inside, it's not painted, but the gold on the outside is wonderful looking. I really like that. And when you don't have that on, you kind of just see Starscream's head, which is not ugly, but doesn't look as good as it does if you were to have the crown on top of there. So that's pretty cool. And on the left orange thruster thingy here, there's a button. If you press that button, you're going to get a number of sound effects. So the first one, ooh, you can hear like a jet sound effect with some clashing. I'm going to turn off my lights because it's a little bit easier to see the lights that light up on this dude when you press it. Alright, so you can see we also have the transformation sound effect. Kind of a jet flying sound effect. Same one as before. So it seems as though we have three sound effects. We got the transformation sound, the jet flying, and then the jet power up with the clang. So yeah, that's about the three sound effects, and as you can see, those thrusters light up. And that does work in robot mode. And speaking of robot mode, let's get to the transformation into robot mode right now. Now, it is not difficult really at all. It just is, the only difficult part about it is the fact that he's very heavy and he's going to be very hard to hold up as you're moving stuff around. So, alright, let's get to it. Now, I'm going to remove the crown, not because you can do it completely with it on. It's not, doesn't hinder anything really at all. It just, you don't want it falling off as you're doing the transformation. So what you want to do first is pick this up, and then you want to take these arm sections, or the wings, and fold those out. And then you want to separate this at the end, here, and like that, and then just separate them until you can pull them out, like that. Alright, and then you just want to take that out, and then it's got stiff ratchet joints, but then you can just rotate that down and kind of keep it out like that. And then you have a heel spur in here that you want to fold out, and then fold the foot forward, rotate the leg, and then fold that inside section out. And then you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Alright guys, once you have the legs all situated and he's standing upright, you want to take this little section here, which is kind of awkward, poke it, and then take it, and then you can just flip it and rest it up right there. You're going to go up here, and then you want to take this section, and that will just fold down like that. And you want to take these, rotate these down and around, and you can see something popped out, but we're going to wait to talk about that. And then you can push that in, rotate that out, and then you're like, well, where's his arms? Well, his arms are back here. I'm going to take those, fold those out, and those will clip in. Keep that up there. Fold these out. Ugh. Keep those clipped in like so. And you guys can really now get a feel for just how big this guy is, but we are not done yet. Come back here, and you want to separate the tail fins, and then kind of just fold those back and then in, like so. And alright guys, here we have the massive, 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 massive Supreme Class Starscream. This guy is so big, I can barely talk about him with him in frame. I mean, it's massive, and it's bulky, and it's huge, and I love it. Now, as for his accessories, we do have the crown right here that we're just going to take and plop that on his head. There he is without it. There he is with it, and he absolutely looks a lot better with it. Now, for his articulation, obviously he's bulky, so it's going to be a bit limited, but without the crown, the head will rotate, but once you get the crown up there, you're kind of ruling out any head rotation with it on. For his shoulders, they will go 360, well, not there, 360, and they will go in and out on a slight swivel joint. The elbows are on a bending joint, not too great articulation there, but it's not horrible either. And they will detach a lot, so be careful of that. And then the legs are on a ratchet joint that go in and out, and you can see that sword keeps popping out there. And the legs are also on a swivel right there. They bend at the knee, and you have foot articulation that goes like that. Whew! This guy is really, really big. In terms of weapons for this mode, you have guns that rotate up here, like that. And then, like I said, there is a feature that if you take the keys, and I know it's really dark, guys, I'm sorry, but this guy really is extremely freaking big. You want to take the keys, and when you plug them into each shoulder port, you get a different weapon that pops out. So as you can see there on this side, we have a sword for Starscream. And on this side, if it'll work, because sometimes this one doesn't work, we have a massive, massive gun. So sometimes these shoulder parts pop off, these arm parts. But they do call this on the box his null ray, which I find cool, because Starscream is known for his null rays. And you can take this little switch here. When you do that, you see these things come out, which is really cool, and it's clear, really translucent. I really dig that. I love all the clear orange bits on here. When you push that, you can see a missile fires out, which is very, very powerful. And there's a clear orange missile that you can just plug right in, right there. And then if you don't want the gun out, because you might think it's too big, you just put the arm down, like that. Take out the key, and then the gun rotates back up into here. And then you do the same with the sword, take out the key, and there you go. Whoa, it's really hard maneuvering this guy. But, this thing is just massive. You put the guns down. Definitely the biggest figure I own after Metroplex. And I'm looking at my shelves right now. It absolutely is the biggest figure after Metroplex. One thing that I want to show you is the sound effects with the lights off, and now as you can see, it's very, very quiet. But, you just press this, and not only do the shoulder things still light up, which is the shoulder things I forgot to mention, obviously classic to Starscream, but his eyes will light up. You can see that his eyes, I don't know if the crown is in the way, but you can see that the eyes light up green. Green, I don't know why. Maybe red would have been a better choice for Decepticon. But green, I'm fine with that. And it's just so very, very cool. So turning the lights back on, one thing that you guys might be wondering about is these shoulder fins. Now, these do rotate. They can rotate back like that. But the instructions and the toy, really in general in robot mode, is supposed to keep these out. These are never really supposed to move. I like them like that because, you know, Starscream always has had the wings coming out from his back, and that's kind of what that replicates. So I do really kind of like that. Spinning him around so that you guys can get a good look at the back, there's nothing special. It's just these wings back here, and then you got some hollow. The legs are hollow, which doesn't bother me. It's a little bit ugly if you're staring at it, but if he's sitting up on your shelf, you're not going to notice it because they'll be facing the back. And then you can take the keys still in this mode, and they will still plug into the back here, like this. But I'm not going to plug them in because we're going to flip them around. But as you can see, this guy is just massive. I really do like him, too. The jet mode is huge and cool. It's not your average Starscream jet. The robot mode is massive. It's not your average Starscream. It's a more powerful Starscream. And not only that, we have the G1 colors. We have the red, the blue, and the white. It's just really cool. I love Starscream, especially in G1. Everyone loves him in G1. He is just epic. Now, we don't have that Year of the Horse Decepticon logo anymore. That is now behind here. But we do have the two on his shoulder, so that's pretty cool, just like it is on the cartoon. It's in the Jets. So if someone wants to give me some enlightenment as to why this guy looks like this and the show that he is, that'd help. But other than that, guys, nothing more I can say about the robot mode except it's really big and bulky and just looks really powerful. Now, you can get him into a couple cool poses. I was able to, at least. Not too many dynamic ones, but you get some aiming poses, some like battle stance poses that all look really, really cool. But alright, so now that we're done with this massive and cool, epic looking robot mode, we're going to transform him back to his jet mode. So what you want to do first is come over here to the back and take these, and you can rotate those up, and those will just plug into each other like so. You can see those plugged in, and then you want to unclip this section from the arms, and then they'll clip up back there, kind of like an exchange, unclip in one spot, but you're clipping it in another spot, like that, and then you flip it around, and then you can take this piece from back here, if you can get it, the nose cone, and flip that out like that, and then you want to take these, well, first we can take this, and rotate that up so it's straight again for the jet mode, and so big. And then we want to do this whole leg thing, which is going to be kind of tough. Now, alright, so as you guys know, it's kind of a nuisance, but you want to get these little things out on both sides. And if you want to, you could actually leave those out as feet. They look kind of ridiculous, but they also look kind of cool at the same time. But my arms are starting to die, so we're going to fold these back in. Fold the feet down like so. Oh. And then you want to rotate these. Oh, not that. That needs to stay like that. You want to rotate the arms like that. And just one thing I forgot to mention that I guess I'll just mention right now is that the paint apps on this guy just look, and as you can see, sometimes the sound effects will go off, but the paint apps on this guy just are really, really incredible. The metallic just looks phenomenal. But you want to take these and then fold these out, or have them fall off. Doesn't really matter, as long as you get it transformed. Who really cares, right? But then you want to take this, and then this will fold in like that. It's a bit of the pain in the butt, but you can get it. Okay, like that. And then you want to get that underneath, and then peg that together. And then you have a whole mess of a jet looking type of thing. Fold that back in. And if this part does come off, there are just two little pegs on the side of the shoulder that you can see right there. And then you have two little holes in here that you can just peg in. One thing I also forgot to mention in the jet mode is you can have the weapons out in the jet mode. It just isn't really that easy because then you have to pick up the whole thing. But they're really meant for the robot mode. Whew. But alright guys, that really didn't take as much time as I thought it would, but here we have Starscream back in his jet mode. Like I said, it's a very simple transformation. The only hard part is that he's really, really heavy, so it can be tough to do. And we're just going to take these and put these in the back. Alrighty. Alright, and there we go. Put that like that. And alright guys, here we have Starscream back in his jet mode, looking awesome, and he's really big. And one thing you also want to do is make sure that's pushed down like that. But other than that, guys, there's not much more I can say about this dude. He's really, really big and really, really cool looking. I mean, you got the chrome, blue, and red. You got the crown, you got the face, which I didn't really talk about, my bad, which is really awesome. You got really good articulation, to be honest, for a bulky figure. You got a lot of this clear stuff going through it. You got the guns, the gun that folds out, which is his null right, and the sword that comes out. The Decepticon logos are really cool. Everything about this figure is really, really cool. So, alright guys, that's about it for the review of the Transformers Platinum Edition Supreme Class Starscream. And until next time, have a great day. This is me and Starscream, signing off.